Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Lou Ann, and welcome to my kitchen. That coffees are brewing, and there's some sweet iced tea out there in that icebox. Well, today's Tuesday, so that means back of Label Day, right? And it is March Candy Madness. So what am I bringing for you today? Let me turn the camera around. Let me show you. So the recipe calls for 4 cloves of garlic and 20 peppers. Well, have you priced peppers these days at the store? Yeah, I should have done these when it was springtime when I was able to get peppers, but I didn't. Oh well, learn from your mistakes. Anyway, I got a package of these sweet mini peppers, and I got these in here, and we're going to broil them along with a whole head of garlic. And this is one whole head, elephant ear. That was the only garlic they had. So we're gonna roast these and put them underneath the broiler and let them get brown and tarnished. And then we will put them in a bowl, and then I'll be back with the rest of the how we fix these peppers. We're gonna have pickled roasted peppers. The recipe also says to turn your peppers over, turn them so they can be charred on the other side. So that is what I've done. I kind of turned the garlic as well over so it could get charred on the other side. So this is first time making this, so I'm going to put this back underneath the broiler, let this char a little bit, and then we will cover it until it gets cool enough to handle. So it's been a couple days since I did this. The next thing I need to do with these peppers, I need to peel all this skin. And I got 2 of them already done. I need to scrape out the seeds. But the garlic, we're going to do something else with the garlic. So the garlic, I kind of got this all squeezed into this pan. I will be adding my vinegars to this here in a minute. So I'm going to finish my peppers first before we add, well, I might add the vinegars now. Anyway, I'm going to finish my peppers first, and then we'll be back to the garlic. So I've squeezed my garlic. I've added a half a cup of sugar, some minced onion because I don't have any onion. I'm adding a tablespoon of dried oregano, um, half a cup of water. It calls for white wine. I do not have white wine, so I'm going to add another cup of water. Now we need to add our vinegars. There will be a cup. I'm trying to move things around here. A cup and a half of white vinegar and a cup and a half of cider vinegar. Now we need to mix this all together and let it simmer. After it gets to a boil, let it simmer, and then we will be packing it, pouring it into our jars, which are packed with our peppers, which I have peeled the skins off and try to get the biggest part of the seeds off. But so we want to stir this to make sure that sugar dissolves, because we need that sugar to dissolve. And of course that oregano, I didn't have leaf oregano, so I just used powdered oregano. But this recipe was on the back of the side of one of the ball candy jars that I got. So this is our back of label recipe, a canning recipe. And I think there's 2 more I want to try, so stay tuned for those. So after this comes to a boil, I will be letting it turn it down the heat and letting it simmer, gently boil for 5 minutes, which we are pretty much there at the boil. I'm going to go ahead and put my 5 minutes on. And then we will be putting it in our jar. I only have 1 jar of peppers, so I'm going to go ahead and seal it and put it in the fridge for us to use. And then the rest of them, if I had a bunch of jars, I would be putting it in a water bath canner and letting it cook once it got to roll and boil for 15 minutes. and then we would be able to enjoy it. So the rest of this pickling liquid I will be putting in quart jars, labeling it, and putting it in the fridge so when garden actually starts happening, I will be able to pickle some more peppers, some roasted peppers. So there is what we're waiting on for this to boil. I'm going to add 1 more minute to that. I've already turned it down, so now we just need to gently get this boiling for 5 minutes, put it in our jars, wipe our rims, put our rings on finger tight, and then I will be putting this 1 jar of peppers in the fridge for us to enjoy later. And then we will put in the rest of the broth in quart jars, which this is a clean jar. Um, so on so I will let you know when this is done and show you a picture of the pickled peppers. Pickled roasted peppers, I might add.